I believe a real chef wants to provide an experience. I tell everybody we are memories maker. Anytime you have some food that you won't forget, that's what I'm trying to create.
All right, Chef Ivan, I know you've got a couple of very special dishes planned. Well, we need to pick up some ingredients first.
We just want to show everybody this little Asian store just right across from my little restaurant, and I shop here all the time.
Well, let's have a look and pick out what you need.
For sure. We are making a sweet and sour pork. So we are looking for pork shoulders. So we are looking for, you see the pork shoulders?
Yeah, a lot of marbling.
Yeah, this is what we call kopa. Chinese cooking, we don't look for lean meat. So this is what we need for our pork today, and they are reasonable.
Now, when you came here in '93, what kind of selection did you have for
None.
cooking?
There was only one store back in '93. There was a little store on South Street there, and now supermarket have a little Asian vegetable section now. There was not existent back in those days. I would pick up some peppers that we can use. My grandmother, she was a prep cook for one of the best Chinese restaurants back in the 70s. So grew up with a lot of cooking in the family. It's a pretty big deal for me. My dad was a businessman, and in Asia, back in those days, there's a lot of stuff, business being done on a dining table, right? So it's really important to know food. We only need about 2 for the sauce. Yep, I think we're pretty much good now. I'm just being picky, that's all. Thank you. My grandma's sauce was always in the fridge. That my favorite thing, you know, kids with the sweet and sour, right? I never really have a recipe, but I was always there watching grandma making it, and I know what it tastes. So when I start my own restaurant, I was like, okay, here's the ingredients. I was playing with it. I kind of know how she made it, and pretty much just use it.
So does that have a real link to your childhood?
It is. It is. Cooking is all about making food memories. And that sauce gives you that nostalgia about like my childhood, right? And you know how you always like, oh my God, I used to eat that when I was a kid. This duck is my main ingredients of my gold medal winning plates.
Wow. And what makes it so special? What's gone into it?
There's 2 mainstream duck of Chinese cooking. There is your Peking duck, everybody heard of, and that's your Cantonese barbecue duck, you probably heard of.
Yep.
But 2 duck have really extreme different characteristics. Peking duck have that crispy skin that everybody love, but Peking duck generically, usually they don't marinate them. But for barbecue duck, it's about that juicy oil, the fat that kept under the skin, but when you have the fat on it under the skin, it's hard to get it crispy. So it took me some time to get to a duck that had both. More like a barbecue duck, but with an extremely crispy skin. The way I cut it, there's a reason for it. What we try to achieve is almost like a duck wing.
So you've fused the 2 together.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah. Now, for Chinese New Year, this would be one of the celebratory dishes?
Yes, that's one of the things that we do sometimes, but you know, you gotta have chicken, you gotta have fish, because every dish kind of resembles certain thing, right? Like there's meanings. A lot of prosperity, good wealth, health, and you know, like fish. Fish is the same pronunciation, you have money left every year. So those kind of things, that is a lot of, you know, those kind of things we do in our culture. We do a special dinner every year. This is 8th year in the running. We have like a banquet style, like Chinese food, and I think we'll be doing 12 to 13 courses this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of eating.
It's a lot of eating. I think make people happy is very important, and I think good food can definitely make people happy, and that's where my drive is coming from. Before we start eating, we usually just tell family, elders, you know, mom, sik fan.
Sik
That's
fan.
what we do, yeah.
All right.
So for instance, I'm gonna say, hey, Amy, sik fan. Just say, hey, let's start digging in.
Ivan, sik fan.
Thank you.
Well, let's do that. All right, so I've got pineapple, I've got pork.
Yeah,
and I'm
the
gonna
pineapple, the pork.
a little of this pepper.
Still crispy. Mm-hmm. This is food that represent me, represent my family, and that's why I love
doing it every single day.